Shoot, watch the dark web. Let's do it. I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna build tolerance. Oh, it's an ad. Hold up, let me turn it. I'm not gonna color.
Hey dude, it's your favorite doctor, lawyer, teacher, plumber, astronaut, Johnny Sins. In between shootings, I
What? Johnny said, yo, it's let you know I'm not trolling. This is Johnny Sins. This nigga right here is Johnny Sins. Yo, it's dark as fuck.
When I was 12, I got into hacking and I loved it. And I had gotten quite good at it. But my arrogance caused my unbecoming. You see, I was browsing some forum and I came across something labeled the dark web. I was overcome with curiosity, so I clicked on it. The post covered everything from what it is and how to
Bro, I hate
access
scary
it.
shit, dude. Can't do this.
I, arrogant enough to think I won't get caught, proceeded to download Tor browser with no extra precautions and started browsing. All of a sudden, my laptop crashed and it froze. I got hundreds of pop-ups warning me of a virus. Then, it shut off. I stared in awe as it turned back on with a green light turned on where my camera is. Someone was watching me. I got an anonymous message on Skype that read,
"You just made the biggest mistake of your life."
"Who are you?" I responded while panicking and covering my camera with my thumb. "Your new friend." And then, the chat just suddenly disappeared. I formatted my laptop and made sure there was no remaining malware or viruses, and had a quiet couple of days after that, and was pretty relieved. I thought I had defeated him. But sadly, I would come to know that wasn't the case. A week later, I was getting dressed in my room and was completely naked when I got a text on my phone that had no caller ID, and it said,
"Come closer."
"Who's this?" The text didn't faze me yet. I thought it was a wrong number or one of my friends pranking me.
"Come closer."
I was sure it was my friend messing with me at this point. Which camera? Okay, which one of you is this? I was confused, but I had told my friends about the incident a couple days ago, so other than the anxiety growing within me, I was consciously trying to convince myself that this was a prank.
"Laptop."
I walked to my laptop still naked, and the light by my camera wasn't on. "I know you're either Joe or you're Zach." I put down my phone and got dressed. My phone started vibrating uncontrollably, and I had received 16 pictures. All of me. All naked. I screamed and threw my phone, ultimately breaking my screen. I went off the grid completely after that. No social media, no internet for a solid year.
Yo,
It was mortifying, especially for a
like I promise, if
12-year-old
the light is on,
girl.
if the light was on, this shit would not be scary, dude.
When I got back on, I had no issues and no warning signs. I was quite relieved until almost 4 years later, 16 at the time. I had gotten a new laptop and was at my boyfriend's house. We were studying together when it turned into a makeout session. I heard my laptop ding multiple times and had gotten annoyed and turned around to see what it was. I guess I must have looked like I had seen a ghost because my boyfriend started panicking and shaking me. It was him. He's back. Or maybe he's never left. I started rewinding memories of all the times I've been undressing with my laptop on every time I've shared something private during a Skype call. and I started having a panic attack. His message read, "Don't forget to use protection." As if I couldn't smell the irony in that. He then continued to harass me for the next 2 years, but it's been quiet for a year now. Until about 4 hours ago, I got a text that read, "Let me in." And then I heard a knock at my door. My door was locked and deadbolted, so there's no way I'm leaving my apartment. It's safe in here. I called the police 3 hours ago and no one has shown up.
Yo,
I
what
called
the
again
fuck?
30 minutes ago and still nothing.
What
I called my
the
boyfriend
fuck?
hours ago as well. He said he's on his way, but he's
Am I
not
tripping? Oh
answering his
god, I
phone.
just moved. Fucking hell, dude. I'm telling y'all, dude, I hate scary shit. I hate this, dude. Genuinely, dude. I'm doing this for my one viewer. Come on, thugging shit up.
I'm what you'd call a crypto addict. Before that, though, I was someone
I'm
who
not
enjoyed
turning off
browsing
the
the
light or
deep
views.
web. I wasn't really looking for anything in particular, just curious as to whether or not the stories I've heard were true. Never really found anything creepy though, but it was my first encounter with Bitcoin. A few sites used it, and it was the first time I had ever heard of cryptocurrency. As such though, I had thought that it was a scam or something shady at that point. This was back in the years of 2012 through 2014. So as you can imagine, I'm already kicking myself for thinking that and not buying a few coins. My interest in the deep web waned over time, but around the year of 2017, I began reading about cryptocurrency and that the oh so shady thing Bitcoin on the mainstream news outlets. That is when I made a deeper dive into the world of crypto. My goal at the beginning was just to earn enough money to pay off my student loans. Of course, nothing was ever that easy. I had made nearly every single mistake you could make while buying crypto. Once I lost my seed phase, I sent crypto to the wrong wallet by mistake. I've sold at a loss countless times. Twice, I've been fooled by pump and dump schemes. Despite all this, my net monetary change from buying into crypto has still been positive overall. That's mainly because I wised up over the years and made back the money I lost and then some. Of course, every time I hear about a random coin going up 20 times in price, I do wish I would have seen the opportunity, but I know most of those coins probably don't have much value or long-term prospects. I invest in safe projects, of course, like almost anyone else. I've been on the lookout for the next big thing, you know, the next big project that's gonna go to the moon, so to speak. I got an email from an old acquaintance of mine. Let's call him Frank. Frank and I went back to the days when I scoured the deep web, and the two of us would often exchange information regarding anything interesting that we'd find. I hadn't got a message from him in 2 years though, so it was kind of a surprise. Hey, I know it's been a while, but I saw this weird thing, and I think you would want to check it out. I see from your profile that you've been in the crypto space for a while, right? What do you think about this? It's a site claiming to have made a new kind of coin. There's a link to a website. At first, I was really confused. This website was on the deep web, but according to this mail, was regarding a new crypto coin. That made no sense. When you made a new coin, one of the first things you wanted to do is to get as many people in the project as possible. Making all your information about the new coin exclusive to the deep web was a guarantee that it would probably never take off. Then again, maybe they were making some sort of super secure coin, which the government couldn't trace, so they were trying to keep it on the down low. Regardless, I decided to check out the link. The website was honestly nothing to write home about.
Bro.
It was decently organized, but rather plain. It looked like a web page from 2007. This was definitely the wrong thing to do if you wanted people to be interested in what you were doing, or convincing them that you had a great idea for something. There wasn't even much information on the site about the coin itself, with most of it linking to a video that they had made. There was a forum, but only accessible to members. Guessing there was nothing else to go, I went ahead and clicked on the video. It showed a dark room with a desk right in the middle. Someone walked in wearing a white mask and a dark hoodie. As he spoke, his voice was distorted, so he clearly was using a filter or something. Greetings. Thank you for your interest in our new project, one by which we hope to revolutionize the very concept of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. I have long since been a member of the crypto space, and I consider myself to be an environmentalist first. You must have already heard about the environmental impact that mining cryptocurrency has. Many people have spoken about that. As such, we wanted to look for a way to solve this problem. A solution quickly came to me, but it was a little bit of an unorthodox one. You see, I am a man of many interests, and the occult was one of them. One thing I've always been told was that spirits, demons, what have you, they always know everything that's going on in the world. They don't follow the normal laws of physics either. It was at this point that I began frowning. What on earth was this? Was this guy really talking about ghosts and spirits in a crypto video? I thought it might be possible to use this to our advantage.
No,
You
I'm
see,
not turning
a
off
spirit
the
can
lights.
theoretically
No,
solve a
I
problem
refuse.
in an instant. Time works different for them,
I'm not
and the
turning this
best
shit
part
off.
is, the environmental impact is nil. I was just ready to turn it off at this point. What kept me going was the mild curiosity regarding where this guy was going. This had to be some sort of scam, right? But what was the scam? Was he gonna ask for donations first? Or was he just trying to install malware on my computer? I mean, he must have made this video for a reason, right? I just wanted to know what the scam was so I could tell Frank what it was. I searched around in many books on the occult until I came upon them. They do have a name, but not one that you could speak freely in this tongue. Suffice it to say that certain supernatural creatures are willing to help us and mine our coins for us. Now, of course, you must be thinking that such a thing isn't worth your soul. Rest assured, though, that these creatures don't want our souls, simply our bodies. I told them that in that case, they should buy us all a round of drinks first. You, as a human, can rent your body out for a small portion of the day. In exchange, these creatures will mine coins for you.
Look, if you're ambitious, you're young, you want to make money, and you see all of these different guys balling online, right?
Hit these ads.
That's right, I managed to connect to the spirit realm with the internet so that they can mine cryptocurrency for us. Right now, we are starting out by mining Bitcoin by this method to test it
Nigga,
out, but
this
we'll
shit is
release our own
bogus.
project very soon.
Something else.
I can say though that I'm quite excited by the potential of our upcoming coin, as it will be
Let me see
mined
if I can
only
last
by
bit
these
long.
entities. All the
Yeah, it's a
information
long
will be
ass,
held
yeah.
not only on the internet, but within the spirit realm as
I'm a
well.
thing, I guess.
So even if every database on Earth was wiped clean,
15-1?
we will recover the data. For now though, we are just seeing how easy it is to mine Bitcoin using this method. If you are interested in renting out yourself, you can go ahead and sign the contract given on our site. If you're interested in simply buying some of our coins, when the new project will be released by conventional methods, please stay tuned for further updates. Thank you. The video ended at that, and I was left confused. Making this all would have taken cash and some time, so was it really just a hoax? How are they planning on making money out of this? With no further information available, I checked out the forums, but that was only open to the people who have signed their contract for now. I took a look at this contract. It was needlessly long and annoyed me because I knew there was no way a site like this could ever take anyone to court if the contract was violated. So what was the point? The gist of the whole thing was that you would agree to rent out your body for a time ranging from 1 to 10 hours a day. In exchange, you would get a set amount of Bitcoin per day, with it increasing depending on how long you rented yourself out. Let's say you got X amount for an hour, then you get 20 times X for 10 hours. Clearly, it was designed for people who chose the maximum amount of time possible. Frustrated, I put down my section as 1 hour and hit accept. A message popped up. This contract will be valid for 1 year and cannot be canceled before then. Are you sure you want to accept? I scoffed at the idea of them trying to enforce the contract and hit the accept button. A congratulatory message popped up, as well as an address to a wallet that I could unlock. Disappointed, I browsed the site a bit more and saw nothing to explain what it really was. I can only chalk this all up to be a very elaborate hoax. The next day, I went about my day as usual when something odd happened. As I left my driveway, I found myself in my office an instant later. If I had been paying a bit more attention at the time, I would have noticed that I had lost exactly 1 hour, but I wasn't. I had zoned out while driving to work occasionally, but not ever when I was entering the building. I chalked it up to me just having a long daydream though. Things didn't worry me, not yet at least. Something similar happened the next day, though I had some trouble noticing this as it happened while I was chilling around home. I just thought I lost track of time, and the sky suddenly became a lot darker. The third day though, it happened at work. I was in a meeting and then it was over and I was at my desk. On one hand, I was happy I was able to skip the meeting, but I also knew I was losing my mind. The MRIs came back normal, and the doctors thought I had a dissociative identity disorder. When a month later I found myself in my house with some jewelry I had no recollection of getting. I learned the next day that one of my neighbors had been mugged, but didn't know who it was. That day, I suddenly found myself in the park with a shattered glass in my shoulder. I learned that someone had smashed another neighbor's car. Fed up with this, I installed cameras around the house to watch me, and that night I saw myself leave the house and come back later with some cash. Cash I must have stolen. Yeah, I learned that someone's house had been broken into the day after that. I finally put two and two together and went back to the website. I hadn't checked my wallet, but it had a substantial amount of Bitcoin now. Clearly, this thing hadn't been a hoax. They wouldn't be paying me if they weren't getting something out of it. Whatever entity chose to inhabit my body started out just by mimicking what I would do normally, but it was clear that I was getting more and more daring with the theft and vandalism it was doing. I read the long contract again, and I saw no termination clause. I can't exactly communicate with this thing that takes control of me, and even if I could, I have a feeling that it doesn't want to leave. Forum posts on the site are really no help, as a few people seem to be in the same boat as me, but I have no idea what to do. This site doesn't have a customer service section, to no surprise. Based on what I've read of the contract, the entity can't hurt me, or my property, or do a crime that would lead to me being arrested or such, but it can do crime as long as it makes sure that I'm not going to get caught later on. Anyway, I highly doubt it wants me to be arrested. It would not have as much fun as when I'm free to roam around. In the end though, I realized that I couldn't live like this. There's nothing else to do but wait for my contract to expire, so I moved to a very remote area where there are only a few people around. I'm glad for that, so that the thing can't harm anyone else. I've even had to give my dog away to my parents for the time being. I don't know if she'd count as my property, but I don't want them hurting her one day. I read on a forum post on that site that someone found themselves with blood on their hands after a blackout, and that they were freaking out while wondering whose it was.
I'm done, dude. Like that ass. I can't. I hate scary shit, bro.